Hello and welcome to Comment Below, a podcast where we talk about the news and the topics of the week, but more importantly, what you've been commenting below. We delve into the mess that is social media, finding the stories you may or may not be talking about. Isn't that right, Ben?
Yes, that is correct, Alex. We will be doing that this week. Had a bit of a long week, haven't we? Tiring, with a lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep. I mean, it started. Just did a Carol Malone then. It started badly and kind of then got better, and then it dipped again. I don't really want to talk about the second dip. That's more personal, but we can talk about the cat.
Yeah, producer Charlie, he is back.
He is
watching us from behind the camera right there.
He's doing a sterling job with his eyes closed because he listens. He doesn't watch the podcast. Oh, you can watch the podcast. You can watch us on YouTube right now if you search BAM Productions or Comment Below Podcast on YouTube. But Charlie doesn't listen. He does listen, I should say. He doesn't watch, and he just listens for the little minute problems. And then when it comes to the edit, he just passes his paw over the trackpad, highlights that part, and then presses delete on his... He has a special keyboard which has basically two buttons. Delete and... send. Yeah.
Not many people, if you've just listened to Comment Below, you may not know about Charlie yet, but people who have listened to us on the other podcast that we've done will know all about Charlie, often interrupting our podcasts around Christmas time, usually.
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
When we used to record Faithful to the Traitors, which is another podcast, and if you're into the Traitors TV show, I would highly recommend you search for that as well on your favourite podcast app and YouTube. But he used to attack the Christmas tree while we were recording the UK series. And then as we started doing the US, the Australian series, he found other more innovative ways of making as much noise as possible, opening a door loudly. I mean, and I don't know any other cat that could open a door with such pressure that it just slams every time he walks into it. He is a big cat.
Yes.
And he's now on steroids, which means he's becoming an even bigger cat.
Yes.
He's eating a lot more.
7 pills a day.
7 pills a day. And the only way we can feed him these pills is by these little meat. They're like pepperami treats. And you tear off a little bit and then you push... Don't tell me. You push the pill into it and then you feed it to him. But at first he was like gently just kind of taking it out of your hand. Now he's so violent. I've got bite marks on my fingers and thumbs. And...
It's a rattle in the kitchen.
If I open a bag of crisps from the cupboard, he thinks that's his pill tray, and he's like, "Roop," and he's there straight away looking for us. But anyway, this isn't a podcast about Charlie the cat, although he does produce this podcast.
But he was very ill last week.
He was.
So it's all just been very stressful. So,
but he's much better now, and he's very happy. And anyone who follows our personal social media also knows the journey, we've been through. You obviously can follow us on the show podcast as socials as well if you wanted to, on X at Comment Below, Instagram Comment Below _pod, email us commentbelowpod@gmail.com. As I say, you can listen to us on any of your favourite podcast apps. If you like listening to the podcast, then please be nice and give us 5 stars, and then give us the reason why you've given us 5 stars.
We had a 1 star.
We did.
So people need to review us now up.
If you like
the stakes,
up our stakes. We want people to want to be involved with it.
The 1-star review came after our Dan Wootton episode.
I think he may have been a Dan Wootton fan.
Yes.
We've
got a few.
We had, which is fine. We never at one point said you shouldn't be.
No. It's
just that we have a counter argument to it. You know what? If you have a counter argument with anything we say, get in touch with us with the means I've told you to. I've told you to. That sounds like I've held them to account.
Yeah, if you can, just listen to this, review it, basically, because we need to get those reviews going.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when new shows come out. It's on our production page, so you not only get the podcast Comment Below, but also, as I say, if you're a fan of the Traitors, you get that podcast as well.
Or any other podcast which may pop up. Who knows?
I've forgotten to put our Comment Below logo behind us on.
You better do that.
Shall I do that now while you're talking about the first back?
I mean, what are we going to do first? There's been the Labour conference this week.
Yeah.
We touched upon the terrible Tory one last week. It got kind of overshadowed with the news because of the stuff that's happening in Iran and stuff, all stuff like that. So that it kind of got overshadowed in the news and not really being reported on with for Labour's conference. But they announced quite a few things. They're a party ready to take over. They've got all their shadow cabinet. You're right there.
No, this toy. If you're watching, you're just watching the havoc ensue behind Ben, just trying to keep control.
So it kind of got lost in all of that, really. So there wasn't much news or headlines about it.
No. understandably, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Apart from the glitter, that's kind of the only thing I took from the thing. And I think I heard that they're getting rid of 0-hour contracts, stuff like that. So there's a lot of
after Angela Rayner said that they wouldn't. She said that they were going to get rid of them.
Yeah,
and he retracted
and they
that.
said at the conference they said they are.
They've gone back to it again.
Yeah.
Goodness me. This is the problem with Labour at the moment. And I kind of get why they've given him this name, because he does tend to kind of like listen to public opinion and then jump on it, which is fine. I mean, that's what MPs should do. But sometimes MPs do need to make hard decisions, to paraphrase Rishi Sunak, and that they believe is for the good of the country. And sometimes it works fine. The whole idea is to be voted to be a popular party. I just think that Keir Starmer sometimes goes a little bit too far to be popular, and so he's kind of forgotten what the Labour roots are. I mean, the main criticism for a lot of people is that Keir Starmer isn't a left party, he's a left-centre party, and all parties seem to be moving to the right. So Conservatives used to be a right, centre-right party, now they're moving to the far right.
Wasn't there a poll where the people said they are extreme right now, the Conservatives?
Well, that's what I'm saying, they are becoming... And
everything shifts that way slightly, it's kind of normal.
Yeah, but if everything shifts that way, then we're going to have a no left... there's going to be no left alternative.
Slowly go that
one of the SNP's MPs has left the SNP party. This happened yesterday, and they moved to the Conservative Party.
Yeah, well,
that's
that
what
makes
I mean.
me not believe anything they're saying.
Yeah, but the SNP is a left, to some degree, a far left party, further left than what Labour are. So it's weird how there's kind of like leanings toward the right side a little bit. I don't know about Lib Dem. Lib Dem,
they're left. No.
Well, that's the funny thing. They tend to be more left than what the Labour Party are. It's a strange, peculiar
Rishi
pickle.
Sunak has gone down 5 points since his conference.
Are you surprised?
They
really?
expected it to go up, but he actually is now at his lowest. So his all the crap didn't work.
The problem is that I think that the reason that's happened is because there's a lot of rumblings going on in the background that the Conservatives are pushing Truss, and even, and I say this with a huge sigh, Nigel Farage is being talked about becoming a Conservative MP and perhaps even going up to become leader.
Well, good luck.
Imagine Nigel Farage.
He wouldn't, because he'd have to give up all his grifting. So
yeah, but that's where he's got him to where he is today. And he has a platform. That's the thing. He's like Boris, but less bubbly and nice and more milkshake. It's just I just can't. I don't know what's happening with the Conservative Party, because they've never been, in my knowledge, I can't even remember them being as bad as that and as so fragmented as they are now. And the thing is, this is why Labour could literally come up with any policy, and I think people would still accept it and mop it up.
I'm still going by the fact that Labour don't announce things because they don't want the Tories to copy it. That's why they're
but that's what the Tories are doing too.
Yeah, so I'm still holding out hope that Labour aren't as wishy-washy as they're coming across. They're just doing it because they don't want to lose votes. Yeah,
but that's what the argument is with the guy who threw the glitter on Keir Starmer. His argument is that there's no parties anymore. Everyone's the same. So what's the point of having a democracy if everyone is the same? And that's why he was protesting. He was protesting that the parliamentary system that we use in the UK isn't fair. I don't know for a fact what he was suggesting we do or otherwise, but I think
he wanted the
first
vote
past the line.
That's what he was going on about.
That's the one they use. I prefer the proportional representation, and that's the one that that's the one I would go for. And funnily enough, me talking about Nigel Farage, that's the thing he wants as well.
I was going to say, if you get that, you get some odd ones getting in. So Nigel Farage maybe would have got in if it was that sort of thing.
That's
or
fine.
Like Lawrence Fox, for example.
That's not. No, Lawrence Fox had to pay his money back.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, if it was that way, those type of people, you get a few of them in, but they're in there already at the moment, so it's not.
But this is it. They found a way in via another entrance, and that is going through a more, standard party like Conservatives and the Labour Party. So, I know personally, this is me. I would rather have proportional representation, because I think for the one or two weirder side of politics you may get involved, I think your majority going to have a party that's fairer and talk to the majority of people.
Right.
52-48%.
So enough of politics now. Let's go on to some real news.
Again, top of the show, we're not going to talk much about politics, and here we are.
That's fine. That's it now. So the first headline, I think, is... You've got some things to say.
Oh, Holly Willoughby. I don't got much to say. Holly Willoughby has left this morning after a threat to her family and herself. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago, the Met had released information that Holly Willoughby had a stalker who was planning to kidnap her, do bad things to her
With another
and
person.
then kill her with a person who was going to fly over from the United States.
It's all really weird, isn't it, this?
Yes.
I mean, it's weird because... and you don't want to sort of be like conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat here.
Go on then.
But
yeah.
no, I don't think this. But this is like she's had like this really bad year, hasn't she? Of press,
had an
bad
awful
year. With the skipping the queue with the Queen.
Yes.
Thing with Phil.
She defended Philip Schofield, and then came out that what she was defending actually did happen, and so Philip Schofield said Holly knew nothing about this, so don't blame her.
Apparently, she did know everything, and apparently they've made up now since she's left this morning.
She made that
iconic
speech when she said, "How are you?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?"
And then it's like everyone was like, "Well, she has to leave this morning. She's gonna have to," and she hasn't. And then this happens, and then she's like, "I'm leaving," and it's like, "Oh, how convenient," is what people are saying.
What, so you think she's paid a man to stalk her and get a criminal record to be arrested by the police in order for her to leave this morning?
I'm not saying
break her contract.
The podcast is comment below. I've seen comments posted below by people which are suspicious of the timing. That's all I'm saying.
Was this on X, and was it at Elon Musk?
Elon, he's busy doing other stuff. But yeah, it's all just a bit odd.
He's keeping an eye on a Holly Willoughby. He's the stalker from America.
But she's left. She's gone from this morning after 15 years. That was it. We don't know whether she's going to be doing Dancing on Ice, because her and Phil used to do that as well, and then he left, and then Stephen Mulhern
took over from Philip Schofield, but I feel that Stephen Mulhern's not very serious as a presenter, so it'd be a very difficult one for him to present a show like that. But then I'm not saying he couldn't. They'll probably end up giving it to that guy from... who's that dance act who won? Is it Diversity? Ashley Banjo.
Oh yeah.
They always end up giving...
He's a judge on it, isn't he?
Oh, is it his brother, like one of the backstage person? So I mean, like you said, Holly Willoughby's had a very turbulent few years. This year has been an awful year for her. The last 12 months has been terrible for her. They kept bringing up in the press as well that this is the first year in like 15 years that This Morning hasn't won the NTA for Best Daytime Show, which it lost to The Repair Shop, which it's a completely different show. I mean, it's kind of weird because you think about This Morning, you think Holly and Phil. When Phil got dropped, or when Phil left the show, it felt weird to think Holly and...
Yeah, but there was Phil with Vern before, so it's not that unusual to have. But
they weren't able to find... There wasn't the time given for them to find the suitable substitute for Holly. Like, Holly was hosting it with Alison Hammond, she was hosting it with Demo O'Leary, she was hosting...
Jodie.
Yeah, Jodie from Big Brother. She hosting with that guy who used to do the window commercials, who I never remember his name, but he's Irish.
Who? Oh, the hot one, yeah.
The hot one. And so they never really found... It was a bit like when The One Show, when Matt Baker left. They've never really been able to find the second jigsaw piece to fit in quite right. No. So they just have a variety of different presenters doing it. And it doesn't feel like the same show anymore. So it feels like a clean sheet for ITV for them to
Should they just get rid of This Morning and just rebrand completely?
I think they could rebrand This Morning. I don't think they should get rid of it. But I think This Morning is a big enough brand that it could sustain keeping an audience.
Well, now Alison's getting all the bad press, isn't she?
Oh, well, what's happening to Alison?
Well, because they interviewed Rishi Sunak and people were moaning that she wasn't like journalistically interviewing him.
Well, it's a bit like,
she didn't question him on his woman is a woman thing, and she was kind of just all sort of lovey-dovey. Her and Dermot was a bit.
To be fair, she should have questioned that.
A lot of people were saying that, but then it's like it's This Morning. Do you know what I mean? Like, are you going to be doing like a? You're not Laura Koonsberg.
Philip Schofield gave David Cameron on camera a list of, was it paedophiles?
Yeah,
yeah. See, Philip Schofield. What if Philip was on? No, I joke. I mean, yes, you're right. It's This Morning. It's a bit bubbly. It's a bit dumb. But
I can just see the thing. Like, it's now happening. Like the press are like putting in little things about now. Now Alison's now getting a few things. I saw yesterday something like, she was on Bake Off and they did a skit where Noel Fielding was taking her through, this is what we do, this. It was a skit at the beginning of Bake Off, and there was a report saying, well, rumours have it the producers of This Morning tried to do this with Alison and she doesn't listen, so she's not interested. And it's like, I can just see there's little things now.
Yeah,
they're like, they're going to start
chiseling away at
the next presenter they want to get rid
I
of.
have a hard time with Alison, though, because Alison is a fan favourite. She is very, very popular. And I would think the natural substitute for Holly would be Alison. I said to you, didn't I? I thought it would be Dermot and Alison.
Well, Alison doesn't want to do it, though, because she lives in Birmingham still, doesn't she? So she doesn't want to do it.
Really? So she doesn't want to do it full time? It's a commitment, isn't it? It's 5 days a week. And I could do it. You could do it.
Do you remember how badly it went when Ryland and his
ex-husband? Yeah,
but they never presented before.
But that was because they I know they in a weird way they didn't have very much chemistry between them. Like they were a married couple, but their chemistry was very. It felt forced between them.
That whole thing was weird. He was like a contestant on Big Brother, wasn't he?
I mean, I liked Eamon and Ruth. I don't like. I mean, they were fine on the show, and they were. Yeah. It was a shame they dropped them, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, anyway, there was a few comments on the Mirror website. Wemo wrote, her millionaire TV producer hubby will be giving her own show. After all, it's always about Holly. I mean, that feels a bit unfair, doesn't it? It's like, I don't think Holly, even though there's conspiracy theories out there, I don't think Holly would have self-sabotaged herself.
I'd just retire if I was Holly.
Well, she's got a nice young family.
She's not like millions of pounds. She has like all her duvets and things in Dunelm or wherever it is. Where is it? I can't remember. Next, something like that. Just retire.
What we got a Holly Willoughby duvet, haven't we? Didn't we buy one like 10 years ago? And we only bought it because we were like, oh, it's £10 and it's got Holly Willoughby on it. So we bought it. It's a really nice duvet, actually. You still got
retire. Her and Phil, just retire. You don't need to present anything.
Philip Schofield definitely doesn't. He made a lot of money while he was still on TV.
So that's what I would do if I was a celebrity.
But at Noir Inley on X said, I'm very sad to hear this. I wish Holly and all her family the very best in the future. So that's a nice way to...
That's a very vanilla comment.
I'm sorry. I just thought it was a nice way to... So, to be fair, there was a lot of unpleasantness toward Holly online. And I don't think that's fair. I'm going out there.
I'm chipping away. That's what they do.
Putting my neck on the line there, and I'm going to say that I don't think that was very fair. There you go.
So one odd thing that I noticed, as you know, I've been scrolling Reddit a lot more because Twitter's just
X.
Yeah, Twitter's just I'm not really doing.
You should go on Threads. I keep saying this to you.
I know, but it's a bit empty.
It is a bit empty, but it's also the one social media site where I've got I've never had this with social media in my life. I've got 10 spare minutes and I scroll and I can guarantee I will find something on there that makes me laugh. Threads genuinely makes me laugh. Not even TikTok does that to me all the time, apart from the following of the elderly couple. I bloody love that TikTok. I have to find that and put. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, it's the son that makes the video.
Yeah, but he doesn't put the content in. No. It's thanks to his mum and dad. It's just so funny.
But as I was scrolling Reddit, I came across a funny article. Well, not an article, a thing. Which I have there's lots of weird things on Reddit that I just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to click on that. So it was, I can't see porn on my feed by Low Interaction. That's a nice username.
Low Interaction sounds like a porn.
Yeah. With the porn on Twitter.
And I was like, Low Interaction recently.
Because I remember this with Tumblr quite a few years ago, where they used to have adult content on Tumblr, and like they announced suddenly they're like, we're going to get rid of it, and like loads of people were like, oh,
unsubscribe.
And like Tumblr lost, I think they lost 30 or 40% of their users.
Oh, it's huge. Their advertising revenue just plummeted, which was counterproductive because the whole point of it was because they wanted more advertisers. Yeah.
And I saw this on Reddit and it just made me laugh because it said, very casual, hey y'all, I went on Twitter today to jerk off, but
I mean, there are other sites. Anyway, carry on.
My feed doesn't have any porn on it anymore.
Oh my goodness, that's a dilemma.
All the stuff that I've retweeted and liked, all the people that I follow and their content isn't on my For You, or isn't on my page. It seems to have filtered out anything. Can anyone help? I've already checked off the things in the settings, and there's still nothing there.
I love this intent. Just go to another site. If you really need to jerk yourself off,
Christopher Higgins.
Yes, because is that from Christopher Biggins? Do you reckon that's his account?
Because Christopher Biggins was doing it on his public account, wasn't he?
He was. He was
and
liking dirty pictures. Anyone who doesn't know, Christopher Biggins is a kind of like a C-list celebrity in the UK. He does a lot of like reality shows.
And he liked loads of
loads of pornography. Yeah, gay pornography.
But
publicly. Twitter. Yeah.
And that just made me laugh because like, how like open and honest are you on Reddit? Hi everyone. I wanted to jerk off today, but I couldn't.
Yeah. What do I do?
So I clicked on that immediately, and I thought that reminds me of Tumblr, and it's another one of Elon. Is people are assuming that he is trying to appeal to a wider ad revenue.
Well, he's desperate to get ad revenue, isn't he?
So what they've done is like hidden all not safe for work content, so it doesn't appear on your timeline. You have to actually go to the profile to search it. But this is going to be causing a lot of issues. I mean, it's already causing a lot of issues for adult content creators. They're dry. It's all down. All the numbers are down.
They use Twitter as a means of getting people interested in their OnlyFans. There's a lot.
That's what a lot of people are saying. Like their interactions are just completely gone.
This is it. You see, this is the domino effect when X closes down. I mean, this is argument also that this is a lot of companies that are losing a lot of revenue because of Elon Musk's decisions he's been making. I mean, I'm guessing Elon Musk is eventually going to come around and do his... He's never going to bring it back to what Twitter was, but he's eventually going to end up doing his plan of what he wants X to become, which is this all-encompassing app.
I mean, we all know...
He's going to do it eventually, surely.
Well, we all know that the internet, it's like Earth and oxygen. Internet and...
Porn.
Now,
I wondered where this was heading, but
is this going to be the end? Is this down? This the real end of X and Twitter? Because if he's getting rid of this, can he afford to lose a 30-40% user base?
To be fair, a lot of other social media, especially blogging sites like Instagram, don't allow porn on there. They allow slightly suggestive pictures, but they don't allow outright pornography, and they're fine. They cope. I think Facebook is the same. You're not allowed to put anything on there. I suppose all Meta products.
I know, but the people that had already left Twitter, the people that stayed on there, a lot of them
with their
these
porn
accounts. So, I do wonder how big of this number is this going to affect.
The thing I've noticed about X is the fact that the number of bots has actually gone up rather than down, which was Elon Musk's whole reasons for living and getting X or Twitter at the time.
Yeah. Lots of people have been saying they've got like hundreds of followers, all follow the same people, and they're all just numbers. Yeah.
But also on the comments are now just like, have you seen this amazing pencil? And it's just an advertising bot.
Or NFTs.
Yeah, which we all know are dead. No one wants to buy NFTs. Okay, just get over yourselves. It's just another nail in the coffin that is Twitter, which is such a shame. I think the biggest problem is
where did my prawn go?
Is that what he's written? Prawn?
Yeah. Someone else. That's L with a top.
Well, he's probably busy. He's only typing with one hand. He's using his other hand for something else.
I follow lots of amateur prawn accounts.
It's for you again.
Prawn, yeah. And recently, on my For You page, which used to be littered with it, now there's just tweets or pictures. Can anyone help?
I think these are all you.
Not me. I just found it funny. And then I went onto the Twitter Reddit page, and there's like 7, 8, 9 posts. All people were asking.
Well, they're quite right to, because Twitter was known for a bit of filth.
It's like,
as you say, a lot of adult accounts use Twitter in order to publicise themselves.
But all these creators are going to be left with no subscription.
Everyone's leaving X one by one. It's dying. X is dying as a platform.
Well, you know what? If you want to create an app and invest in something, I think you all know what you need to make.
A porn social media app.
A porn Twitter.
I'm surprised no one's thought of that. I honestly am surprised no one's thought of that. And to be fair, there's so many subscription social medias now. TikTok are asking for subscription price now to get TikTok Premium. Snapchat have been doing for Snapchat Plus. There's Twitter with the blue tick, which we talked about last week. Facebook are apparently thinking of doing something as well with, like if you pay so much, you don't get ads. YouTube are doing it. YouTube Premium, they've been doing it for a while. Red or Premium as it's now known. So you could start like a Twitter porn. Say what?
Call it the Hub.
Why the Hub?
Pornhub, the Hub.
No, because Pornhub will see you.
No, if I was Pornhub, that's what I would be making right now.
But what if you're not Pornhub? What would you call it? The hand jockey. The
finger friends.
The what?
The finger friend.
The finger friends.
Finger friend.
Finger friend.
Maybe? I don't know.
The tickle. The slap and tickle.
The scroll.
The scroll. The scroll might be good, and then you could re-scroll something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you could ask for a small subscription. So what? Pornhub has subscriptions, so you could have a free service. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because remember when lockdown happened and they were offering free subscriptions to everyone during lockdown?
Oh yes, to keep everyone in.
Because they knew that everyone was going to be basically sat at home, having a knuckle shuffle. Yeah,
it's okay. But yeah,
I'm not saying the word.
No.
I'm not the one who said the word. I'm using other euphemisms.
I did. I was reading out a comment.
Hand shandy.
Okay. But anyway,
if you've got any words for masturbation, please get in touch with us. We'd be very interested to know them.
This could possibly be maybe the beginning of the end of X.
It's the beginning of the end of
yes, but this might be it. I mean, as my
it's
analogy.
porn.
Remember my analogy before the oxygen Earth?
Yes.
Without
internet
porn, you don't get internet, and the other way around. So I'm wondering if Elon has made a mistake here.
One of many, I'm afraid to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the ridiculous, we go to the sublime, I feel. The Radio Times are doing a survey at the moment, calling it the Screen Test Survey. And they're doing this to celebrate 100 years of the Radio Times. The Radio Times, for anyone outside the UK, is a magazine and TV guide that you can buy.
No one reads or anything.
Lots of people must read because it's still being published. And
what do you call it? You call it something really silly.
The Radio Optimist.
Yeah. What's that about?
Well, because if you combine the two words.
That?
No, if you combine Radio Times. When Radio Times had a logo in the 90s, it looked like one word. So then cool people like me used to call it the Radio Optimist. Because it was
2 words then? Radio
Times.
Where does Optimist come from?
OTIME.
Oh, radio. Oh, okay.
Radio Optimist.
Okay, carry on.
It's a magazine in the UK, 100 years old, affiliated with the BBC. It used to only show BBC programme guides, hence the name Radio Times. Yep, because the ITV one was called the TV Times. And since like the 90s, they combined it and now they show all the channels. Anyway, they're celebrating 100 years, doing a survey about TV viewing habits. And they've released a kind of like where the results seem to be heading, because they haven't finished it just yet. They haven't finished the survey just yet. But some of the results are actually genuinely very interesting. One of them is that a producer said that mean TV is like the centre stage now for British television. Like they like mean reality shows or mean dramas and so on and so forth. But actually, from the survey, it seemingly is that people prefer watching happier television and happier reality shows.
Since lockdown, I feel that's changed.
Because apparently there was lots of complaints last year for Bake Off because they thought Bake Off was too mean.
Yes,
Bake Off's the fluffiest show on earth.
It was too mean. It was ridiculous. And I've noticed this year the judges have been much more nicer.
Well, I like Bake Off anyway. I enjoy it, and we've started watching it. But yeah,
not Channel 4.
So basically, they've kind of done like a few statistics that they've released, and these are so far over 21,000 people have participated in the survey, aged between 18 to 99, and they've simply asked them questions: what was the last program you watched, and how did it make you feel? That's the only questions they asked you. And one of the most interesting things is that a lot of people say that on-demand TV seems to be the most popular way of viewing television now. But actually, from the survey so far, it's split exactly 50-50.
That's because it's in a magazine. People who read magazines like Radio Times...
You can do this online.
...don't stream.
Well, clearly 50% do, but this can be done online as well. If you Google Radio Times, you can find the survey.
Radio Times.
Well, I did, and I found this survey. So a lot of people say that on-demand TV is taking over scheduled programming, but it seems as though it's not the case. And when asked, most people want to feel or felt happier after they've watched a TV show. 33% of people said they feel happier after they watch TV. It's
because it takes you out of life, doesn't it?
A majority of TV watching is also comedy, which is also really interesting because a lot of comedy doesn't get commissioned nowadays. It's more drama, isn't it, or factual drama.
Juice was a good comedy.
Juice was an excellent comedy. What was that one I said for you? The superhero one on Disney Plus.
Extraordinary?
Yeah,
Extraordinary? Yeah.
yeah, that's really excellent. Taskmaster, I love Taskmaster. The Australian version of Taskmaster.
Have Radio Times released any of the answers or anything yet?
I'm giving you the answers as we
that's good.
speak.
Okay. Well, you're giving your own answers.
No, these are all statistics from the Radio Office.
Okay.
People are more happy when they're younger as well when they watch TV. People aged at the end of the spectrum, the older people, only feel 3% more happy.
It's because they're watching Corrie.
Probably.
Corrie and Emmerdale.
Watching explosions and trams fall off roofs. And younger people aged 18 to 24 feel 22% more happy when they watch TV. And it literally, the decline is natural progression. As you got older, the happiness as you're watching TV.
Maybe because old people are watching reruns of shows they used to watch when they were younger, and it makes them sad that they're not that age anymore, that they watched it the first time.
Yeah, but isn't there that theory that if you have if you're feeling like anxious and not very safe in the environment you're in, you tend to revert back to TV programs you like to watch. So surely you should be happier. Me and Red Dwarf, for instance.
Yeah, but then when you watched it, you're then not happy because you're like, my life was better back then.
That's true.
Maybe.
My life was better around about 12, 13 years ago. I don't know what happened in that time frame. Who I met or...
Don't know.
Yeah. I'm sorry. 20% of people said that watching the news makes them anxious. Mm-hmm. Is that because there's more news? Bad news? All news. Do you think there's people are... It's more bad news on TV?
I think it's because
too much reporting on the news.
24-hour news is the problem.
I wonder if it's 24-hour news too.
I blame Twitter.
Because they're always trying to find something to put out there, aren't they?
So have they not actually got actual shows that they're released?
No, not yet.
Saying.
No, I'm telling you, these are just general things.
Yeah. Well, what have I watched? What are the questions?
Well, the questions were the kind... But what was your last show you watched and how did it make you feel?
Last show? Well, that was what was the last show? Big Brother?
We've been watching the new series of Big Brother. I must say that's really good. I like that they've kind of gone back to when it was fun. It started being mean, Big Brother in the UK, and I feel like this series is back to being fun. Like, yes, there's people having arguments and this and the other, but it's fun. Like, the undercurrent is that people aren't just being completely and utterly horrible to each other. They are actually in an environment where they want to have an enjoyable experience.
It's only week one though, so give it.
Yeah, but it's only got 4 weeks long. This is like the shortest Big Brother I've ever seen.
Race Around the World, that's good TV. That's feel good TV. Makes you feel good.
We auditioned for that, didn't we?
Yeah, series
2. The pre-pandemic series. They didn't get back to us.
Rude.
Noted.
That's a feel good thing that makes you feel good, and they're really good at their storytelling on that show. No matter who's in it.
They cast it very well. They always cast it very well. They always do get a really good son and mum. Always get a good son and mum. They tend to have a bit of... Or son and father. But they always tend to have a bit of trouble when it comes to a daughter and someone. They tend to always have a very...
Well, the one last year was okay.
Relationship. Yeah. No, the one last year was one of the worst. That woman was the Canadian one.
Yeah.
The girl and the dad.
Oh yeah, there was 2 though, wasn't there? There was 2 daughters and stuff.
Oh yeah, the other daughter and dad. But what kind of TV then? What kind of TV do you think is the most popular TV that people like to watch?
Comedy, that's what you just said, wasn't it?
Sorry, no, I meant comedy to make them feel good. My bad. I was I misled with that comment. Comedy gets 8%, by the way.
Is that it?
8% of people. The last show they've watched is drama. 33% of people watch drama as their last show.
No wonder they're not happy.
Then it's entertainment, then it's documentary, then it's other.
I hate entertainment. Entertainment's like my least favourite.
But like Strictly?
Yeah, I hate Strictly.
Why do you hate Strictly so much?
It's just the same thing every...
But it's not though,
they never change it. It's just boring.
But they do change it.
No, I don't like variety shows. Don't like Saturday Night Takeaway. That's entertainment, isn't it? All of those. Yeah, I don't like any of them. Like drama.
You just hate fun. You just hate happiness.
I'm on the survey.
It's funny because on X, Radio Times posted about people to vote. It's called the Screen Test, and they posted 4 pictures of just like TV shows, not meaning anything by it, but it just said, don't forget to vote which is your happiest TV show of this year. And they posted a picture with Bake Off, Strictly, Good Omens, and Sex Ed as the 4 pictures to advertise it. And people just thought you had to vote one of those 4. So all the comments basically say Good Omens is their favourite show.
Not seen it. They film that down the road though.
Do they? Oh yeah, in the studios in Cumbernauld.
No, on location in an old theatre right near us. They filmed some bits.
Theatre.
I'm not going to say, but they filmed.
Well, I've just said where down the road is.
They filmed some stuff nearby for series 2.
Okay.
So there you go, everyone.
Fair.
But I've not seen it, but it's meant to be good. Terry Pratchett's always good. So.
There you go. So I thought that was an interesting survey. I can tell by your complete lack of participation that you thought was a very boring survey.
I would have liked answers to the survey.
Well, the answers...
answers to the TV shows they were referencing.
The answers will be coming out, I think, in a couple of weeks' time. And if people are interested...
but we'll do the topic again then.
Yes, we'll do the topic again. And so if people are interested, they can get in touch with us on X @commentbelowpod, on Instagram @commentbelow_pod, or they can email us commentbelowpod@gmail.com. If you like the show and you want to help us out, you can either throw us a little bit of money if you fancy feeling a bit flush. Go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. Or just, like I say, if you're listening to us on your podcatcher, just give us 5 stars and give a reason why you enjoy the show for 5 stars. As you say, we'd like to bump up our score a little bit, please. Wink, wink, hint, hint. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, comment below, and ring the bell to let you know when our show next comes out.
Comment below your well wishes for Charlie the cat.
Yeah, he does appreciate it.
I was going to say, maybe talk about this next week, but do you see the thing that's come out about Captain Tom's family? Like the dodgy stuff.
Awful what they're doing.
Yeah. They did an interview and it was like really bad on Piers Morgan. Anyway, maybe we'll talk about that.
That's a cliffhanger.
It was awful. But before we go, we always end each episode with the Facebook mum post, inspirational post of the week.
Always the best part of the show.
And this one literally has the biggest cliche in it. So, keep calm and be crazy. Live, laugh, and love it up. Because this is the oldest you've been and the youngest you'll ever be again. That's from Insta Quotes.
Bye, everyone.